How's it going, guys? Bringing you guys a little bit of post commentary, which is a little bit different than what I usually do. I realize, but okay. So basically, in this video, my recording equipment wasn't set up to do a live commentary, and it was so tense I didn't really want to. As you can see, I'm kind of at low health, 6,000 blood. You know, I got a Winchester, not that big of a deal, but I end up getting out of this airfield raid in pretty good shape. You'll see I'm about 500 meters away. I had to deal with a lot of graphical tearing, but somehow I still survived all this and didn't get myself killed because there were other people there. And, well, you'll see how I know that there were other people there in just a minute. As you can see, it's nighttime, so it's bright enough outside. There's the server if you guys ever want to hop on here. I went to a low pop server for various reasons, but as you can see, there's a clan of 3 here. But I went to a low pop server hoping that maybe it wouldn't be, you know, so risky going to the Northwest Airfield, because I would have gone on a high pop server, but I'm just not looking to die. I don't know, I'm glitching out so bad lately that when I leave one server and log into another, I end up spawning on the coast, like Kaminka and Komarovo and little places like that. When I was up at the Northeast Airfield when I logged out, it's been bad, really bad. So I think I'm gonna start hitting the yeah, as you can see, I walk blindly into this zombie here, but luckily he doesn't hit me. And here goes graphical tearing. But I try to lose him here on this fence post, and I think I actually do, but I may end up just shooting him anyways. Pretty sure I shot him regardless. I just didn't even want to risk it. I figured I'm 300 meters out. You know, what's the big deal of firing a Winchester? No one's really going to hear it. I think I was hearing revolver shots at the airfield while playing this, so yeah, the screen tearing's so bad. I start doing a flush script right there, or not script, but makes me sound like a hacker. But basically, if you guys want to do that, sometimes it helps with this stuff. Sometimes it fixes it completely. Sometimes it helps a little bit. Sometimes it makes it worse. I'm trying to do it here again. I do it quite a few times, so sorry about that. But you can also, my voice is very weak. I apologize. You can go and set your video memory and kind of switch it around, and sometimes that'll fix it as well. But as you can see, it just made it worse. And then I try flushing again, I believe. But flushing is done by hitting Shift and then minus on your numpad, not your keyboard, your numpad. And then you type flush, not in chat, none like that. You just hit Shift minus flush. That's it. So, because I wanted to know that forever, so I figured I'd tell you guys. So it does brighten up here in a minute. It's because I've got all my settings like gamma and stuff up, so it's all blurry. But as we cross over this field here, you know, I don't really seem to be having, or I don't really seem to be hearing gunshots, anything like that. It seems all nice and calm at the Northwest Airfield, which is almost scary in itself. It's because you know it's always nice and quiet at the Northwest Airfield until you get shot in the face and that first bullet kills you because there's a sniper sitting there. That's typically what I'm used to, but all I can say is the people who are here are very good at being quiet, and they're very unhappy after this video was made by the end of it. I didn't kill anybody. I tried to avoid, you know, fighting people. I don't like to. Give me the option, and I won't, you know, I won't hesitate if you put me in a situation where I have to. But luckily, I make it out of here, I believe, with well, little zombie aggro. I don't want to say right now that there's none, but I don't think there is any. And as you see, when I crawl into these trees here, trying to get rid of this screen tearing once again, but it's just not going away. Luckily, though, it was at only certain buildings, so I was still able to like enter the barracks and that kind of stuff, check the hangars. But as you can see, I can just disappear into these pockets of shadows, I guess. Just disappear into the darkness and nobody can really see me. I was honestly expecting to get shot or something any second there. Zombies weren't spawning, so I thought that they had already spawned. There's a hopper right there you can see in the woods. So I didn't know if somebody had already hit this place or what. Looking back at the situation, they might have uh, already hit the barracks, and they take what they wanted out of it. But I doubt they hit the southern barracks, because the southern barracks is it's a close quarters firefight you're going to be involved in if you're at the barracks, southern barracks, and you get engaged. At the northern barracks or anywhere else at the airfield, it's going to probably be a 3 to 5 to even 6, over 800-meter engagement. So you kind of have to wonder, why people, or you don't really have to wonder why people avoid the southern barracks, because most people don't like close quarters fighting. But with this situation, I only have a Winchester. I'm thinking I'm only good at close range, and the Winchester's pretty powerful, so if I get into a really bad situation, I can try, and I also have a frag grenade, so I'm thinking, with this group of 3 that's probably roaming around here, I can just chuck a frag grenade at them and not have to worry about it. But I keep trying to flush here. This is only going to go on for a little bit. Looking back, I could have stopped recording and tried that, but as you can see, it kind of helped me out. I can't look to my left, but I can look into the barracks. I hate when this kind of thing happens, because I kept expecting to get shot from my left. And you guys have to think right now, with 6,000 blood, if I get shot once with an AR, it's probably going to knock me out, an M4 Armalite platform. But I don't know if it would have knocked me out, but 2 shots would have killed me, because that's 7,000 blood. So I wasn't quite sure. But as you can see, I'm trying to line up a shot on the door, because I was waiting for somebody to come out. But then I see ZNZ, that guy, Ghost Rider, was killed. And I was kind of, that kind of made me feel better, because I didn't hear any shots, and you would have thought that, a zombie would have one-hit him and killed him. If he had, 2 other people with him, they would have shot. So I didn't hear anything, so I figured, okay, well, this is kind of working out in my favor. The thing that, and I thought I had zombie aggro there, which freaked me out. Yeah, and watch this. I get pretty lucky at not getting detected here, because this could have royally screwed me. Just count all the zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure there's another hopper. Should be 3 hoppers and 3 standing. Yeah. Yep. 6 zombies just waltzed out of the barracks. That made me feel really good, because that either meant that they just killed somebody in the barracks, and now they're going after, when you fire, some zombies that aren't aggroed on you immediately kind of walk towards you. That's kind of what I expected, so I take advantage of this whole situation, so I drink my water bottle and refill it. I'm thinking I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm not really, no one knows I'm here. There's no way you would know I was here unless you have been watching me. And I just kind of slowly take my time looking down that alleyway, because last time I sent somebody into we came here to the Northwest Airfield, and I sent somebody into the barracks, well, actually last time it didn't go that badly, but a couple times before that, we had somebody spawn in right on top of us. He was server hopping the barracks. But, yeah. So, I can't remember what all I found in here. Found a good bit of stuff, but I can't remember where I found what. But I'm just looking around for loot right now. You guys could probably see better than I could have in the video. I'll try to brighten this up a little bit if it's too dark, but it doesn't seem to be. I kept waiting for, a round to just come from the area I can't see from. It's just so frustrating. That's my biggest pet peeve with DayZ right now. My voice is really, really weak, so I'm sure you guys are hearing it crack a lot. And I apologize for that, but yeah, I sound like a 10-year-old. But I've been talking quite a bit today, so. And I see that M4. Yeah, I remember this now. I did find an M4. The only thing that sucked is it had no ammo and my Winchester disappeared. So right now I'm like, well, maybe my Winchester would be better. I hear that zombie outside, and I thought that was gunshots for a second there. But I'm just looking around like there's got to be a Stanag. We're in the military barracks, the Northwest Airfield. There's got to be a Stanag here. And then I think I remember, or I see that CZ ammo, and I think I open up my backpack. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, well, I have stand against these. Those will work. And it won't aggro zombies if I have to fire. So I'm thinking that gives me a pretty big advantage to have those SD rounds. I'm not sure if they do as much damage as the, I heard the accuracy's terrible. And then I go here and I try to dump out these, Winchester slugs, because my Winchester disappeared. No point in keeping that. But I figured I'd take the, CZ ammo. I like the CZ. It's not a bad rifle. I actually was up at Starry the other day, and sitting in a bush in a ghillie suit with one, and this dude walked right past me, and I lit him up, and then he alt F4'd, so I didn't get the loot. It's absurd. I hate it when people alt F4 from players. If you want to alt F4 from zombies, fine, ruin the game for yourself. That's not that big of a deal. Just don't do it from players, please. Alright, so I'm thinking I've probably spent way too much time in here as it is. I was waiting to have someone spawn in on top of me because there's so many server hoppers. But I figured that if anybody else is having the same bug where you spawn on the coast so much, it's probably not wise to be trying to be a server hopper right now. Wish I could speed this up a little bit. I'm not the best with video editing. We'll see. I'll render this out and then I'll try to speed it up. So, anyways, we go up back into the wood lines, and I'm debating on hitting the rest of the airfield or if I should just take what I have and leave it. But I'm thinking, you know what? All I have is an Alice pack, an M4, ammo, and food and drink. Now my camp got rat. I thought that was a flashlight the first time I saw that light splash on me. I freaked out. But watch how lucky I am with the zombies here, by the way. I literally am right on top. These guys are right on top of me and don't see me. Yeah, look at this. This guy doesn't even see me. I consider myself pretty lucky to get out of that situation without any aggro, because if I had to fire, which I was debating on, but I decided against, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I don't have that great of gear. I could pretty easily make it to the other side of the airfield quickly. I could take it slow and be stealthy, or I could just rush it. And I decided to kind of go a combination of both. I kind of rushed, but I tried to take the stealthiest way possible. Yeah, once again, did not get aggro there. Do not know how I got no aggro. I expected to just be, like, hit by that zombie, like, KO'd or something. Last time I was at the airfield, that's also what actually happened to me. I had a M16A2, AKM, and MP5 SD6, and I got knocked unconscious and eaten. That sucked. Because I couldn't get into the ATC because of the rubble in front of it in the main doorway. So I'm sitting there trying to hop over this thing, and it breaks. This zombie comes up, breaks my legs, and knocks me out. I had no morphine, or actually no, I had morphine. I was just unconscious and bleeding. But I actually went to the Northwest Airfield and came out completely unscathed because I didn't have to fire at any players. I was kind of surprised by that. Spoilers, but right now I think my whole strategy at this point was to kind of try to get eyes on the airfield and see if there were any zombies spawning there. But I don't have binoculars or anything because I'm such a fresh spawn. I'd only played this guy for like 2 hours. So I'm trying to debate whether or not I should actually go in or not at this point still. Because I don't really see anything. I see zombies a good ways out, but they're not like at the hangars. So I'm thinking I could at least hit the hangars. I won't hit the fire station. I'll hit a couple hangars. You know, that's not a big deal. So I'm like, alright, the way we're going to do this is, if we don't get sniped here, we're just going to kind of crawl around the airstrip. Which means, yes, it's a little bit slow. What else can you expect? It's me playing DayZ. It's what I do. I crawl around for 10 hours to get 5 seconds of fun, exciting adrenaline rushes. So But this actually turned out to be a good 30-minute adrenaline rush this whole time. Because I'm literally, any second now, I was just waiting to see a flash up on top of the fire station or ATC and me be dead. Or at least, actually no. If they hit me with an M24, or DMR, or CZ, I would pretty much die in one shot to any rifle that... I mean, an AKM does 4,500 blood. So an AKM would pretty much kill me instantly. It may take a second shot, but I doubt I could shoot back in that amount of time. And then you have ARs, which you just 2 shots once again. And then you've got all your sniper rifles would kill me in 1 shot, because they do at least 8k blood or more. So I'm not seeing any zombies, aggro, not hearing any gunshots. Not really looking for any little details. I'm trying to just avoid that stupid screen tearing. Also, since there's kind of a gap here of action at all, would you guys like me to start streaming? It kind of sucks that I have to change my name, Eamon Wright, but I rather like the name Eamon Wright because it's a pun. It's aiming right, like a sniper aiming. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, the lights fade here because I guess these lights that are on the runway kind of ruin your night vision. Makes sense, but I didn't really know what to do about it at that point. Now this is where I felt like I was going to get shot almost instantly. I was debating whether or not to just circle around and go through the tree line or gun it down to the hangars in a straight, direct line. And I keep stopping occasionally because I'm expecting a sniper shot. So I stop and then move at a weird interval that it would be hard to anticipate. So I'm hoping that a sniper would have fired at me and missed. So he would either log or give away his position so I could shoot and do suppressing fire and retreat. Or assault. I don't know. At this, I probably would have just charged him, serpentined, and ran into his building and mowed him down with my M4. Now, I'm sure some of you guys have probably noticed stuff on the airstrip that kind of looks like it doesn't belong there. If you haven't, you're a lot like me. It was really hard to see with my gamma so high up what all was on the airway, or on the runway. And, you know, that screen tearing right there didn't help very much. But I don't normally get to the Northwest Airfield, but I have quite recently on low pop servers. Yeah, and that, once again, Ghost Rider getting killed again kind of made me feel a little bit better. No gunshots or anything. But I'm just kind of... I don't know, I don't like super high pop servers unless I'm looking for PvP. In my opinion, I shoot everybody on a high pop server, just because they're looking for PvP if they're there. Either that or they just like a more realistic experience. Well, hi, call me Mr. Realism and I'm going to ruin your day. There's my philosophy about that. You want more realism? Sure, I'll give it to you. I'm going to slaughter you and take your beans. But yeah, if you haven't noticed when I'm in third person, there's something that makes me very, very happy to this day that is on that airstrip. There's actually quite a few things on that airstrip that make me quite happy. So right now I'm just trying not to get too much attention from zombies. And I'm kind of anticipating that zombies would spawn inside the hangar and walk out right as I turn the corner. So I figured I would kind of crawl. But if you look, that's an ATV that I just noticed right then, actually. I'm like, well, let's get more into cover. And I'm like, well, it looks in working shape. And I was debating right here to tab out and look at the wiki to see if one spawns. But as you can see, up ahead of me now, zombies are just now walking out of the hangars, which means I think I'm the only one at the end of this airfield. So I'm just like, well, I'll check the hangars, and I'll check a hangar or two. You know, at least try to see what's possibly in there. I could get a good sniper rifle and that'd make my day. But instead, I think I just check 1 or 2 hangars and kind of dip out. I don't really dip out, though. I kind of take my time. But I come over here and I notice there's a... I thought that was a patrol pack. So I was really, really worried. Now you see another one of the clan members losing connection, which made my day because he gets kicked. And I was like, well, good. Maybe the rest of them will leave if they're here. But I figured if those are their vehicles, they probably wouldn't leave anyways. They'd just come back in a minute. But I'm like, okay, this is either really well-placed sniper bait that's just too good to give up, or somebody was really, you know, just decided to leave their vehicles unguarded. But if you look up there, you see another one. I see it right now, I believe. That's another one. That's another ATV right there. And those are tents that I didn't quite notice at this time. Down by the ATC. Which I do end up checking the tents, don't worry. It's not like I didn't notice them at all. They're pretty obvious shape. I guess that would explain why my camp got raided the other day, which infuriates me. But that's fine, because I walk over here. I'm like, well, it's got to be broken. They wouldn't just leave it here. It's got a Lee Enfield on it, you know. It's got a good bout of fuel cans and stuff like that on it, and I'm thinking, well, this is pretty decent. This is a decent find. It's like, let's see what kind of shape it's in. So, orange engine, not a huge fan of that because it can easily get you killed, but, I figured it's not, you know, not gonna explode instantly. I'll have a chance to get out because it's not red. But I'm like, screw it. You know what? At this point, we're going all or nothing. So, you see those tents over there that I think I just started noticing right about now, actually. And there's the ATV. So I actually don't think I checked the condition of this ATV, and I should have, because I would have loved to know if its engine was in better shape. But that's looking back, right? I think the reason I didn't check it is I was so high up on the north end, I was expecting a sniper to shoot me when I quit moving. And you'll see my thought process on how to protect myself. I figured the ATC's right to my left, I can see into it, so I can shoot through it. But I can't shoot through the fire station tower. So I'll check that way. Or I'll put the ATV between me and it. So I'm like, okay, well that's pretty good. And if I didn't have such bad screen tearing, I probably would have risked checking the car. But if there was a sniper in the fire station, I probably couldn't have taken him out because of it. Really surprised I didn't get shot in this area is where I was kind of anticipating it being all over. Kind of checked the fire station windows for the second I could see them there, but still, I was expecting any minute now just rounds to come through to me. That kind of surprised me, seeing I didn't realize there were 3 of those in there. I thought there were just 1. I honestly couldn't. One kind of funny thing, I guess, here is I'm sitting here and I'm trying to find this one. I get all screwed up here by the screen tearing, but I'm sitting here and I'm checking these tents, and I find that, which is actually, the M14 AIM is what I lost in my camp. So it made me very, very happy to get that back. But I think right around this time I start hearing 45 caliber revolver rounds, which I kind of anticipated. But I was honestly, the funny thing is, I was expecting somebody to actually be inside the tents, waiting for an ATV to crank up so they could just crawl out and take shots. Which, if you think about it, kind of suicidal. But at the same time, it'd be so unexpected, it could be a really good idea. Now here's the main problem here. I'm trying to flush so I can see this other freaking tent to loot it, but it's impossible. I finally found a way to do it using the combat roll system, so I can actually make it inside the bloody tent. So I'm having to kind of look and see if it's there, but I think I end up having to back up or something. Yeah, and I see the tent, so I just roll to it. Still expecting sniper rounds to kill me any one of these moments, because I'm really exposed. So let's face it, there's not a thing in this camping tent. I'm like, well, I'm taking one of these ATVs. I'm like, I've If I haven't been noticed now, I'll be noticed the second I turn over the ATV, so screw it. I'm just going to go for it. I've got their M14. Looked to be the only good weapon they had, unless they had a saw, because they had all that ammo for it. But, despite on whatever these guys could have had on them, I'm thinking M14 aim point, good rifle. Great rifle. It's technically a sniper, but it's really just another military rifle with a scope on it. That's all it really is. Because an aim point scope is not built for sniping. We have one on one of our M4s, or AR-15s, at my house, and not meant for sniping, I'll tell you that. You won't shoot past, I don't know, 500 meters with them, and that's if you're trained. So yeah, I figure at this point, let's hit it, let's go. Now, on the other side of the airfield, you know those guys are hearing this, but I'm going 70, 80, do I hit 90? I think I hit 90. Yeah, I hit 90 going down the airstrip here. There, you couldn't shoot me if you wanted to, now, unless you were directly behind me, which actually a decent chance of it. But I swear I start hearing other ATVs crank up and stuff all around me. But I had to be very careful. We were trying to get this thing out of the airstrip. I didn't want to risk. Yeah, Jesus Christ, my voice just sounded like a prepubescent girl's. I've got to rest my voice. I don't know why it's so tired. This is why I haven't been able to record a lot lately. But I've got plenty of DayZ and stuff recorded for you guys, so I'll still try to put that up daily, I guess. So used to the scheduled uploader now. So yeah, I think at this point I was hearing gunshots in the distance, but either that or the vehicle's backfiring. Nope. Those are definite gunshots, I think. I'm not hearing cracks though, I'm hearing the pop. So not a snap, you know. I'm trying to debate on it. I don't know. Put a comment in the comment section below on if you think it's the ATV backfiring or if you actually think it's just the those guys firing at me. I mean, it sounds like a Makarov or something. It doesn't sound like it's necessarily a powerful weapon. And I cut this light on here because I'm sick of those little cobblestone, mossy walls that blend in perfectly with the grass that always total my vehicles. So, yep, guys, that was it. Hope you enjoyed. But this has been great. Hope you guys like post commentary. If not, oh well. Something to watch. Yeah, so this is the Dune Shadow. Signing off.